Okay, so in honor of Thanksgiving, I'm going to make something that my mom has made for years and years. Basically, because we're a gluten-free family, we have gotten rid of the crust on the pumpkin pie, but I'm also choosing pumpkin pie because of its amazing nutrient value for your body. You could have this every day, even though it's a pie. And I'm going to make it so you can have it every day. You can have it after your workout, before your workout. It's really, really high in potassium, pumpkin, and even more than a banana, actually. And not only that, there's so many medicinal qualities that we're going to put in this, and so many medicinal properties and beneficial ingredients in pumpkin as it is. And we're going to go over those right now so you can see what I'm talking about. Now, you have to be very careful because a lot of people buy a can, which is totally fine. It is a bit of a pain in the tush to make your own, but we're going to try that too. So if you buy it, buy organic and make sure that it's actually pumpkin. A lot of times they'll say pumpkin pie mix, and if you look in the back, it's going to say Dickinson squash, which does not have as many of the nutrient-rich values, properties rather, in pumpkin. Dickinson squash is a whole different ballgame, okay? So make sure the back of it says pumpkin. Okay, now another thing about pumpkin is pumpkin's been used by Native Americans for years and years and years for its medicinal qualities. It's really, really high in beta carotene. Its orangeness is from beta carotene, actually carotenoids, and those are really good for your eyesight in dim light, great for your bones, great for your digestion, so many different things. Even the Journal of Natural Medicine has come out with the orange sources of vitamin A are actually, beta carotene rather, are better for you than your leafy source vegetables. Your body absorbs more beta carotene from orange sources, so that's another good reason why to have pumpkin pie. We're pushing pumpkin pie here. It's also rich in antioxidants, lutein and zeaxanthin, and those are free radical scavengers for your eyes. It has amazing heart benefits with having that omega-3 in there, and it's really high in fiber and low in calories, which again all around goes with everything that we ever talk about. You want a complex carbohydrate, which is what this is going to be, with a nice low calorie. It's going to last you longer in your stomach, and you're going to be fuller for longer, again helping with your weight loss goals. So this is an amazing, amazing choice, especially as a pumpkin pie for dessert, let alone anything else that you can have it for. Now, with pumpkin pie, you can choose to make your pumpkin pie with a pumpkin, hello, or you can make it with, again, the one in the can. Make sure it's organic, make sure it says really pumpkin, not Dickinson's. Now, if you choose to do this guy, guess what? You have two superfoods in one, because once you cut this guy open, inside are actually pumpkin seeds, and we all know that, but if you cook pumpkin seeds, they are really, really high in oleic acid, and oleic acid really helps your good cholesterol, and it lowers your bad cholesterol, so it's amazing. There's so many other medicinal qualities to pumpkin seeds that we can go on and on about. We'll just give it that one, but other than that, I want to tell you one more, and it has tryptophan in it. So it goes along with your turkey. It'll make you nice and sleepy. It's a mood enhancer, so it's very, very good. Now, before we move on to the other ingredients in here, I want to say if you're choosing to make it with a pumpkin, just make sure there's three things I want you to check out when you go to buy a pumpkin. Make sure that the stem still has some green around it. That means it's a fresh pumpkin. When they cut it off, it doesn't take long for this to get dry and hard, so don't pick it up like this. If you do pick it up like this and this comes off, don't buy that pumpkin. So you want to make sure that's green around there. Also that the color is nice and even. You want to make sure that it's all the same color and it's not blotchy anywhere. And again, feel it to make sure it's really, really, really firm. If it's soft anywhere, chuck it, okay? So that's it. Let's move on to the next ingredient. We're going to add some cloves. Cloves are really strong. I can actually smell them from here. They come in whole, or they come capsulated, or they come ground, or actually in an oil. What they really are is they're just dried flower buds, and they're exceptionally, exceptionally strong, as I said, and they're used for so many different things, both medicinally and for nutrients. Now, for the nutrient value, they are actually the second highest antioxidant herb that there is, which is fantastic. And it also has the minerals calcium and potassium and sodium, and the vitamins A, C, and choline. Now, going to the medicinal portion of this is really neat. Cloves can actually be used as an antiseptic, so if you've got a cut or a scrape, it's very good for that. You can also use it as an anti-inflammatory. Cloves have been used to treat arthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, the pain associated with that, so that's actually really good. And the last but not least, really interesting, it can be used as an analgesic, which you pour a little bit of the clove oil onto a cotton ball and put it on a toothache, for example, and it helps numb it. So cloves are really cool. And most importantly, they make your food taste amazing. Let's move on to the next ingredient. Next, we're going to add cinnamon, and cinnamon is amazing. It doesn't get enough credit that it actually deserves. I'm going to give it some merit here, okay? It's been used for over 4,000 years. You can find it in literature everywhere. It's the 7th most beneficial antioxidant that there is, herb-wise. It lowers your cholesterol. It does something also really neat. It helps with your energy levels because it actually balances insulin levels. Therefore, it helps you with weight loss because it balances your blood sugar. So that's a really cool thing about cinnamon that we didn't know. It's also antimicrobial. So if you have a child, or if you yourself actually have some acne on your face, if you were to put cinnamon together with some raw honey and rub it on your face and then rinse it off, it's actually going to help with your pimples on your face. So it's a really good one also. Another very interesting thing about cinnamon is that it helps with candida. It actually helps heal candida, which is a yeast infection. That, along with oregano oil being the #1 ingredient that does that. But cinnamon really helps, and it reduces the chance of a UTI. So this is a good one to eat, and this is a good one to have on every level. Now moving on to another ingredient, let's go over to ginger. Now ginger I always mention in all our juices because it's so phenomenal for you. It's a major natural inflammatory, anti-inflammatory rather, and it's really important that you guys have this in your diet because inflammation is the root of a lot of diseases. So we want to make sure that we have a lot of this. We can just eat it. How wonderful is that, right? So not only is it anti-inflammatory, but this type of anti-inflammatory is a natural painkiller for arthritis, which is really good to know. It's an anti-nausea, and it actually heats your body up, and it's why it's able to treat cold and flus because it heats your upper body up, which is really nice. Another thing that it does that I just read about and didn't know is that it helps sidetrack the harmful effects of prostaglandin, which is a substance that's released that actually causes inflammation of your blood vessels, and ginger helps the blood vessels not get inflamed, therefore warding off headaches and sometimes migraines. So ginger is a really, really good one to have on a regular basis, just all around. Okay, now we're going to go over to the very final ingredient that I put in this, sweetened condensed milk, and I chose to change that ingredient completely, which is a big old mix up in here, and I'll tell you why. Because the recipe calls for 14 ounces of that, and sweetened condensed milk has about 130 calories per serving, and a serving is only 2 ounces. That leaves us with a total of 910 calories. Goodbye. So we added coconut milk and maple syrup and honey for the sweeteners, and that is a much better choice than all that sugar. Okay, now I want to tell you, you're going to find all of this on my website, how to do everything, how to make it, how to cook it, how to bake it, how to even grease the pan. You're going to find this on my website at Happy Healthy Stronger on Facebook, and I'm going to post it on Instagram. I'm going to post it all week long starting today, and then I'm going to post it the week after that, here and there, so that you guys can actually make this afterwards, because this just isn't for Thanksgiving. It's great, great, great for Thanksgiving, but it's for any time. It's a great pre-workout. It's a great post-workout. It's great for your kids before they go to school. It's just plain yummy, and I want to end on the very last thing about my pumpkin pie, that if you were to have a piece of regular pumpkin pie with the crust made the traditional way, you're going to have about 330 calories. That's if you don't put anything on top of it. And I know you're going to put some whipped cream on top of that, okay? Now, if you have it my way, and it's just as delicious and way more nutritious, it's going to be about 70 calories. 70 versus 330. Both delicious. This is a good choice. Thanks for watching.